IVM.
Hi everybody, just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today with us, we have Ken Honda. If you haven't heard the first episode, please make sure you go and listen to that because we're talking about finance. But we're not talking about it in terms of what should I do with my savings, where should I invest? No, what are the emotions that we have around money and the way that we should hold money in our mind? Because many of us don't have a good relationship with money. And if you have a good relationship with money, money is going to keep coming to you. And you're going to have a sense of freedom and a sense of joy, and has this very, very, very popular book, a book that I love reading called Happy Money Teaches Us. It's all about having happy money. So let's jump into this episode and hear more from him. You know, it's so interesting that, like you mentioned, like he was a hero for you. What are the other things that inspired you along this journey, you know, towards understanding this is such an interesting concept that you have about emotions and the way that you see money? What are the other things that inspired you along this?
So my father was a successful tax accountant, as I said. So he achieved financial independence in early 30s, and but he didn't take advantage of it well. He became an alcoholic, and he got abusive. You know, he chased us with a Japanese sword. You know, when he was drunk, so he was very abusive. So I always wondered. Because of money, he was drinking. If he didn't have money, he could work. He has to work, right? So I hated money. So too much money is bad for your health, and also emotional health is what I thought when I was younger. And so, but that has really triggered me and pushed me to the quest for the meaning of life. If I knew more about money and happiness, and I could heal my father, and I could help him get back on his life, and bring peace to our family. So that set me off the quest to search for the meaning of life. So because of that, I think I became obsessed with learning about money. So getting financial independence is a very important shortcut. That's why I worked so hard in my early 20s and became financially independent when I was 29. But because of the unfortunate situations in my previous family, I could learn how to teach myself about happiness and money. And then through my books, you know, I sold 8 million copies worldwide, and I have impacted millions of people. And I want to do so in English-speaking world too. So it looked very bad when I was young. My father chasing me with Japanese sword. He was a monster. But because of the tragedy that happened many years ago, it's a source of my inspiration. You know, I know at this moment, people are suffering from the money stress, and people are suffering because of the worries for the future. They are suffering because they don't know, they're not sure if they can bring food on the table for the family. So I can free people with all the skills and techniques to get rid of the money stress. It's very simple by using Zen technique. So I'm very excited to share with you and all the people in the world how to free yourself from money stress, and by focusing on appreciation. So this is this brings such a deep joy because thanks to your help, we are reaching many people. And if some people watch this or listen to this and just get an idea, oh, I forgot to appreciate what we have in my life. So instead of appreciating money coming in, I was always complaining about money. Damn, I should change my mind and if they realize that they can appreciate more about the money coming in and going out, their life will be very, very, very different. I can guarantee that. So I really appreciate for this opportunity to share this information.
Thank you so much. And it is so important for people to understand this aspect, like the book Happy Money, right? The name itself talks about so much. Can you share a few points from the book on, what are the principles that you would want people to learn, or what are the habits that you would want people to learn with understanding money in that sense?
Now, I want to share with you, I have a picture here, the teaching of Wahei Takeda. Okay. Look at his smile.
Lovely.
And he passed away, a few years ago. And he was called Warren Buffett of Japan. Okay. He was once one of the most wealthy individuals in Japan, investor. And he said, the key to happiness and money is arigato your money. That means when money comes in, say arigato, or thank you to money. And when you spend money, when money leaves your life, also arigato your money, thank the money. So by appreciating money coming in, going out, you can start the cycle of appreciation. So when you worry about money, appreciate money, thank money. So by thanking money, you cannot focus on the worries, because Wahei said, human mind can focus one thing at a time. If you focus on appreciating money in your hands, you cannot worry about the future. So it's a sort of like a mind trick. By replacing a lot of arigatos and thank yous in life for worries and fears, you focus on what's great in your life. And then you realize there is more abundance in your life than you imagine. So that is a great turning point in my life.
Arigato your money. Say thank you to the money that's coming in. But more importantly, say thank you for the money that's leaving as well. Because we don't normally say thank you for the money that's leaving. In fact, like you said, children see the parents complaining about the bills that they have to pay, complaining about all of that. How do you get into that habit of saying thank you when you're giving away money? Is it something that you force yourself or something that you feel?
No. Just think about it. You're paying for the bill, say electricity. If you don't have electricity, it's so hot in the summer and so cold in winter. So the electricity is heating up your home. You can take a shower, and you can watch TV, YouTube, charge your iPhone. You can appreciate electricity, and you're paying the bills to get all the goodies in your modern life. Oh, if you didn't have, you experience blackouts for 1 week, you know how electricity is precious. The same with water. Same with a roof on your shoulder, above your head, the food. If you have some bread on your table, it didn't grow out of your table, and it came from somebody, the store, and the store people didn't grow them. The farmers grew them. Somebody baked them. Somebody delivered it, and so there are like many hands, were just many labors of love were put into just a piece of bread. And you're exchanging your money with the bread. That means it's a symbol of a lot of labors. So there are so many reasons to appreciate money going out, because you're appreciating those people who helped the bread put on your table. So that is a thank you money. So, wow, thank you so much. You cannot personally thank them, but your money can. Because my money will go to the supermarket person, the register person, the truck driver, and the baker, and the farmer, and everybody. And the water that comes from a dam. So somebody took care of good care of a dam. That's why the field had water. So every one of us is connected with money. So once you can feel we're all connected, there's so many millions of ways to appreciate, instead of just complaining about, why do I have to pay this much money? Wow, because can you just get electricity, with only say $100 or something, right? It's impossible. So, wow, just I live more luxurious than a king 200 years ago. That's a feeling.
Wow. And are there people that don't value the money when it comes in as well? When they feel resentful towards the money when it comes in?
Some people feel like I hate these little numbers. One of my students used to complain about her salary being too little. She deserved more. But once I taught her how to appreciate money coming in, she was in tears and saying, I forgot to appreciate money coming in. I don't have a college degree, but my boss still hired me as a secretary. That means that he trusted me. So instead of just thanking him for this job, I just gave him all the complaints. So she changed. And after a few weeks of appreciating him, he changed too. So he gave my student a big bonus and raise a salary to appreciate her back. So her appreciation changed his mind and changed the salary so she can receive more. So this thing is not just a spiritual thing. It's just a practical thing, because when somebody appreciates you so much, you feel the same appreciation toward that person. So this appreciation grows. Like, appreciate you so much for taking the time and finding me and inviting to your show. And the more I appreciate, you feel my appreciation to you, right? So if you feel appreciated, you want to enjoy more. So this cycle of beautiful energy, circulating between us, I think the listeners and viewers can feel it. I think that's the beauty of appreciation.
Wow. So just like the money is cycling, the thank you is cycling, the arigato is cycling, the energy is cycling. And,
yes.
And you're thinking of this from a practical point of view. It is not just to make you feel good, but to also make you understand that you're increasing the value of what you're doing.
Yes, I actually I tried it when I was doing consulting business many years ago. I divided my clients into two groups. One, I did just the regular work. The other group, I said, thank you more. I thank you for your business. And I brought something when I visited their office, like books or just Japanese tea. And 6 months later, the first group, I didn't get many referrals. But the second group that I appreciated more, they gave me a lot of referrals, new clients. So this thing really pays too. So when you show your appreciation to your clients, customers, they will bring you more customers to make you feel, to please you. So if you appreciate more, people will appreciate you back. So if you're a business owner, especially, you have to appreciate more to the business you have. And the more appreciation you have toward your clients, they feel it. They feel they want to do something. And usually they send you new clients for you.
Very, very interesting. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
Hey, everybody. It's been a great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On the season finale of Getting Meta, Chuck speaks to social service activist Srini Swaminathan about how he completed 28 cycling marathons despite having asthma. On Candid Kanan, ex-Big Boss contestant Ali Goni opens up to Siddharth about his relationship with Jasmine and how it was received at home. On Shriniwan, Shiladitya and myself speak to Kirti Jangra, co-founder and COO of Animal Technologies, about the journey of this cattle trading platform. Yeah, it's a cattle trading platform. Really interesting. Do check it out. On Smarter with Sid, Siddharth tells us about the design interface lessons we are learning from Zoom. And on Hansvani, listen to a beautiful ghazal titled Ghar Badal. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of the shows on the IVM network for that matter, please do tell a friend. We really appreciate that. And finally, I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Fiat Cred, Banco Baroda, Quarter, and CoinSwitch Kuber. We really do appreciate the support.
Welcome back. Let's jump into the conversation. Ken, we all know people who have a lot of money. They're very, very, very rich, but are still unhappy, right?
Yes.
We keep hearing about that. What is going on there? Why is it that they have everything that they could possibly think of, but the unhappiness remains?
Money is a magnifier. If you're a nice person, you become nicer. And if you're a bad person, cold person, you become colder. I have interviewed many millionaires and billionaires. And my favorite question is, when did you feel you're wealthy? Say you achieve your first $1 million, or when you achieve $10 million, or when you took your company to public. So one time I interviewed this successful businessman with a public company. So I interviewed him. When did you feel wealthy? When your employers are like 100 people or reach $100 million in sales? And he said, I don't think I'm wealthy. Like, I was surprised. But you have a public company. So no, but it's, there are many stockholders, so I'm busy, and I don't have a private jet. And so later, I met up with this person with a private jet. So I said, when did you feel wealthy? He said, no, I'm just a small guy. I'm not wealthy at all. But you have a private jet. But you know what he said? Whenever I go to this special terminal, for private jet, I feel so small because my private jet only seats 6 people. But in that terminal, there are all huge jumbo private jets, and mine is only 6. So I feel so small when I go on a private jet. So I'm not wealthy at all. So my question to you is, you have to know when is enough, how much is enough. Otherwise, you feel always miserable. That's why you're talking about rich people feeling miserable. We don't feel miserable in a parking lot. But they feel miserable at the private jet terminal. They feel very small. Oh, my jet is so small. It's funny.
It's so critical, because I hope everybody gets their dream money, right? Because they should be financially liberated and earn as much as they can, because ultimately that's value. But how have you done this for yourself? Have you put a number for yourself, saying that this much is what I feel comfortable with, I'm wealthy at this point of time? Or have you not even thought about the number? Do you look at your bank balance? And how do you feel when you think about these things?
I sort of forgot, because I have been fairly wealthy for the past 30 years. So in my 20s, I had some numbers. But after I achieved financial independence, I don't care about numbers anymore. I care more about the people in front of me and the people around me and the people who are struggling. So, I'm doing this not to get money from you or the listeners. I'm just doing this simply to support people. I have impacted millions of people by sharing this information so people can free themselves from money, especially emotionally. You don't need to become a millionaire to feel wealthy. Your life may be already abundant. To notice that, you don't need any numbers, because once you just reach the goal of $100,000, you want $200,000, and then you want $1 million. But that's not enough, because by the time you achieve that number, you have friends who have private jets. So that makes you feel very miserable. So don't compare with other people. Just you have to know when and how much is enough. And whenever you feel you have more than enough, I think that is enough. So I don't care about the numbers anymore, but the feeling, I have always more than enough. So that's why I'm willing to share what I know, what I have, and who I am. So if you know that you have more than enough, I think you are a very wealthy person.
I have more than enough. What a nice thing.
Yes.
This raises another interesting concept, which is about charity or donations.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on charity and donation?
So charity and donations, don't do it out of obligation. Just do it out of joy. And so if you just feel like giving, like say 10 euros and 10 US dollars, which is great. If you want to do it 100, that's also great. So do the numbers that you feel comfortable. Don't force yourself. Because some people say if you just start giving away 10%, you'll be wealthy. No, don't do that. If you're happy about sharing what you have, that's great. But don't force yourself. Just share what you have, because it has to be done out of love and joy. And if you do that, your subconscious teaches you, this is fun. I want to make more money so I can give more. So the more money you give, the more you feel like getting. My mentor Wahe said, the more you give, the more you receive. So it's almost like a constant war, because the more you give, more you get. So the symbol is, one time I just talk about my favorite food, which is melon. And after that, I keep getting melons every day. From my fans. One time I got 8 melons. We're a family of 3. So we cannot eat melons, because after 8 melons, another day there's the 2 melons come. So I started giving away green melons to my friends because I cannot keep them. So the funny thing is, a few days later, it came back as watermelons. Because they wanted to give something back. So it was almost like a constant war. I was sending melons, and a few days later, I got melons and oranges and bananas. So I could open up a fruit shop. So my FedEx men were laughing. And he said, sir, you got another watermelons. So we're laughing. So just take one. And that's the feel of abundance. So the more you give, the more you receive. So if you're in this abundant energy of giving and receiving, there's no room to worry about the future.
Mm. And would all these principles be very closely related to aspects of Zen as well? Because you spoke about your Zen teacher teaching you these things. So
yes.
How are they so closely related? Like for people in India who don't know about Zen, how would you, just describe it to us?
So then Zen teaches the neutral place. We tend to be positive about, too positive about money. Like, okay, I'm going to make so much money, so this will solve the problems, but it doesn't. And so people try to run away money. I try to stay away from money, like monk type. But that doesn't solve any problem. So neutral, the middle path is very important. Not too positive about money, not too negative about money. Look at money as it is. So everything goes. When something good happens, you can smile. When something bad happens, you can always smile, because good things could turn out to be very bad things, and the bad things could turn out to be good things. So, for example, one of my students got into a car accident. He was usually turning right on some corner, but he got hit by a truck. So he just regretted that, why didn't I just turn left instead of going right? But so he had to be hospitalized a few months, and then he bumped into another guy right next to him, and he was also in an accident. And a few days later, his niece came by, to say hello with flowers, and she's the most gorgeous woman he met. And then he was so looking forward to this meeting your niece. When is your niece coming next time? So just call her up and said, yes, come on back. And they were very close. So his niece kept coming back, and he was so happy because he could finally meet the dream woman. Mm. And they ended up dating for a few months, and then they got married. So the fact that he got into a car accident, hit by a truck, that's a tragedy. But because of that accident, he bumped into his dream woman. That's happiness, right? So life goes like that. So Zen teaches you, not to worry so much, not to be overjoyed with something, because the middle path is usually the path of freedom and happiness.
Wow. And the middle path is still feeling. It's not about not feeling at all. It is still having emotions.
Yeah. Yes, you feel sometimes good, because the middle path is a path of feeling good and feeling bad at the same time.
You should be able to handle both these things in your mind holding them
Yes.
together.
So yes, you embrace both positive and negative, and integrate it in your heart is the key. Because if you just want to be positive all the time, you start to be afraid of negative. And if you're stuck in the negative too much, you don't want to be positive. So just embrace both, because life happens all the time. It could be positive and negative. If you're busy judging, is this negative, positive? You just lose all your time. But instead, you embrace everything as it is. So that is more Zen attitude.
That is an attitude. And if you do this for the rest of your life with your money, good, not good, bad, not bad, all of that, that judgment, like you said, it drives you mad. Correct?
Yes.
And then like we said right in the beginning, your family can sense it, your children can sense it, and it whittles down all the way through that. Ken, are there anything that you would like to share with us in conclusion to aspects, a thought that we missed out that maybe is very important for you to share?
So once again, start counting your blessings in life and start asking for help. We are so good at giving help for people, but we are so bad at asking for support. So when you're having a hard time because of what's happening in the world, ask for help. Ask your parents, ask your kids, ask your neighbors and friends for help. They are willing to support you. So, and if you feel like you have more than enough, this is a time to start sharing your wealth. Your money could be your kind heart, generous words. You can share with the people who are in need. People are desperately in need for kind words, generous actions, and also your money. So if you feel like you have more than enough, please share what you have.
Wow, superb. Ken, thank you so much for being a part of the Habit Coach podcast and coming. It has been a true honor. And I can't thank you enough for saying yes and coming on it. It's made me so happy.
Thank you, Ashdin, and thank you so much. You are such a generous, warm person. I can feel why you're so successful and loved by so many people. So it is my honor to meet you in person this way virtually. I am thanking to the technology this is possible. So I'm thanking all the staff people behind the scene and all the listeners and viewers. I'm wishing you all the happiness and happy money for all of you. So thank you and have a great life.
Thank you. And I hopefully see you in India very, very soon.
Right.
Or me in Japan, one of the two.
That's right. That as well. Yeah, go to onsen.
Yeah, go to onsen. Exactly.
Right. Thank you, everybody.
Lovely.
Thank you.
If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
IVM